everyone, welcome back to the XSP Green Monster channel. My name is Riley and today we're going to be doing another video on some wire care in the truck. So I'm going to be going through and this is going to be cleaning up the wiring in the back before I reinstall the Team 7K and tune the 125.4s. So I'm just going to be going quickly over what I have on the table, which is just some of the wiring, putting some Threadlocker on it, and just going over kind of what I'm going to be adding and then what I'm going to be moving around and the products I'm going to be using to clean up the wiring. So I'll point you guys down at the table and we'll get right into that, and then we'll go out to the truck and we'll start working on the actual wiring of that because it's kind of a mess right now. It's really a mess right now, actually. If you enjoy the videos, please give it a big thumbs up, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment down below of a video that you guys would like to see. Okay, so here we go, some of the stuff. I have the old runs that went to the amplifier. I got the top and the bottom run. I have some Allen bolts just to disconnect all the stuff. I've got some Threadlocker because I'm going to be using that with these new amplifier input blocks. And I have some Jim's Machine Works products I'm going to be installing. So I'm going to start by just removing these blocks from this wiring, and then I'll be getting into doing the conversion from these over to the new blocks. So these are Sky-Hi car audio, the ones I had, Sky-Hi car audio dual inputs, vertical dual inputs, and these ones I'm going to actually sit like this in the amplifier. So they're gonna sit like this in my Team 7K. I already have them on the grounds and they sit out here. So these ones are gonna go inside and they're just gonna direct the wire in a way that I think is gonna make them look a little bit cleaner. So I'm just gonna back out these a little bit. There's nothing really wrong with those ones. I actually really like the Sky-Hi car audio ones. I really like supporting John, but it's just time for a little upgrade. It is going to be important which direction I put these, so I need to kind of keep all the wires as front and back because these ones are going to be the bottom ones. So they are going to need these ones. And I might need to trim these wires. I'm kind of just doing test fitting right now to see. So you can see there, I don't know if you can, but how there's a little gap right there, and you want these casings to slide all the way in. It's cut out so that they can slide all the way in. So I'm just going to take these wires and trim off the ends over here. It's always a good idea to trim wires when you're putting them onto new products anyways, because they can get a little beat up after being in the car for a little while. And let's see, so this is a shorter one, so right, yeah, this is slightly shorter. But what I was saying is they can get beat up from just being in the car for a little bit for some time. So like that, you can see it now, it fits all the way into the block. So we'll tighten that one down. And you can usually really crank down on these because it's just expanding the wire underneath. So now I'm going to do the other one. This one looks like it's going to need to be trimmed a little bit as well. So now put this guy. Hey there guys, back again now. Just had to go drop off Emmy at the library so she can study. So continue doing this. Get this wire all the way in, just like the other one. And just crank down on these bolts. There we go. So that one's done. I'm just gonna do the exact same thing for the other ones. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Life could be a dream. And I think down plans will come true. And I think Okay, now that these have been done, I'm gonna put on these extensions. That's simply because since I have dual inputs for my speaker wire as well, they come out right about here on the amplifier and they're gonna hit this. Or if this was sitting here, they're gonna hit right about here. So I need to extend these out so that my speaker wire runs have enough. Now to do that, since this is it's a lot of connections in one place and I don't want these to come loose, I'm actually gonna add a little bit of medium strength thread locker onto these worm nuts. So I have that right here. I'm just gonna add the tiniest little bit to these worm nuts. Oh, that was not a tiny little bit. Now was it? So, now that that's done, let's make sure I got the right size Allen here. Should be, since it's all same manufacturer. And I'm gonna take this and put it onto these dual inputs. Now, like I said, I'm only doing this because there's so many connections and I need to extend them out, and I want to put some thread locker on here just to make sure that this does not rattle loose, because if these twist, they could hit the negatives and arc, and that's something I really don't want. So I will try and do this on the other worm nut a little bit more cleanly than I did on this one. Now I know that some people may see me doing this and think that this is going to affect the conductivity of this going in, but the worm nut really doesn't provide that much of the conductivity. The conductivity is where the metal pieces are touching. That's going to be the path of least resistance for the electricity to go, and electricity will always take the path of least resistance. So I'm not worried about that affecting the conductivity of the aluminum, since I'm simply have it there, so it will be much simpler for me to install these. So the next things that I'm going to be doing are all of these wire organizers that I showed in the other video. And these are also from Jim's Machine Works. They're out of ABS, I believe. And these are the 1/0 ones. I got some in blue, some in white, and some 8 gauge. So I got 4 of each. I'm probably going to use these on the wires that are running kind of just in and around and to the fuse box. These look pretty clean since they're all like tied up anyways. And I could throw some on here. Alright, so we're back. I've installed these. You can see I have them just on the wires. They are a little bit difficult to move around, but I should be able to move them as much as I need once I get it in the car. They're on both. And I'll go into the other ones. So these are the 8 gauge ones. Lay them on my hand so they're a little bit easier to see. So this is 8 gauge into 1, which is what I have going to the subs, and I will put these on the power runs going to my distribution block for the amplifiers, and these on the ground runs going to the amplifiers, and maybe ground going to somewhere else as well. But yeah, I'll figure out where all these are going. We will hop out to the Suburban now, and we'll start installing all this stuff and cleaning up the wires. Alright everyone, just got back out to the truck, so I just grabbed a couple other things, grabbed some zip ties and a little cutter to cut them, and I'm going to start working on getting this wiring cleaned up. Alright, so I'll just say a couple things about cleaning up wiring before I start doing this, and basically you just want everything run in a way that makes sense, and you want everything to kind of look like it's flowing together, or you know, similar bends and stuff, so like have all this stuff be similar bending. Things along that nature. So I've got my toolkit, which I'll just get out the ratchet that I know I'll need if I need to take off anything from the fuse block. And that's kind of how I go about it. It can be kind of tedious at sometimes. Sometimes I know that cleaning up wiring isn't the best thing in the world, or most fun thing in the world to be doing, but it really pays off in the end. So yeah, I'm just basically gonna get into it. I'll probably just fast forward this for you guys, and you guys can just kind of watch what I'm doing while I'm doing it. And other than that, yeah, I'll get started.
One step is all it takes to get us moving anywhere. to be there in every single way. We're doing this together, every step we take. Closer to each other, so much to discover. I can't help but feeling our love taking over. Our hearts getting closer and closer. I can't get enough of times of getting lost with you. Getting lost with you. One step more and now we're far from everything we had. Ready for whatever's lying up ahead. We won't stop moving, feels too good for that. So good. Feeling our love taking over. Our hearts getting closer and closer. I can't get enough of times of getting lost with you. Getting lost with you. I promise to be there in every single way. We're doing this together, every step we take. Closer to each other, so much to discover. Getting lost with you. Getting lost with you.
Alright guys, so that's most of these on. I'm just gonna move these down the wires and place them where I want them, which shouldn't be too bad, I'm hoping. So I tried to keep the wires pretty organized while I was putting them on.
Well, I would have to say that that's a pretty good example of how helpful these wire organizers can be. I mean, that looks really nice right there. It keeps all the wires organized, keeps them in nice rows. So I really like that. And that's gonna be about it for this one. That's kind of my video of me organizing wires. I know it wasn't a lot of me talking, it was a lot of me just working, but I want to show you guys what goes into having a system like this sometimes. I think that's an important part to see, is how long it can take to do stuff like this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.